Have you ever wondered how some of these Solana trenches are making all of these X's by being the first transaction on some of these launches? Well, today I'm going to share with you all of these fee structures and how you can do the same. Now, by far the biggest question I get is how to edit my fees to scalp these transactions faster and get in before most people. So today I'm going to be covering all of this. Now, first up, we have the base fee. Now, this is for any standard Solana transaction. This is actually quite low, and the reason why a lot of meme coin traders choose this blockchain because it is cheap. Think of it like paying a penny to use a highway. This fee compensates the validators and keeps the Solana blockchain operational. Now, this is non-negotiable, but it's always tiny. Now, you can always check this exact base fee in your Explorer. Next is a big one. Let's talk about the priority fee. Now, imagine you're at an amusement park and the lines are super long, but you notice a VIP lane. Now, that's what a priority fee does. It lets you skip the line during these busy times. An example scenario, say you're trying to snipe a newly launched meme coin. Well, a 0.1 priority fee could mean the difference between getting in early and missing out entirely. On quick note, this website here, we can see how many micro LAM ports it is costing to get through on each of these fees here. So what is a micro LAM port? Well, it is a part of what makes up one Solana. So in order to see what the cost is, we can, let's say, copy 200,000, head over to this converter here, and if we put in 200,000 LAM ports, it is 0.0002 as the priority fee, so not as high as we think. If we go a step further inside the floor tracker, we can see the percentiles of the tips that have been landed and the cost of each of them. You can also check out Dune Analytics for some of these average transaction fees if you want to do a deeper dive of exactly where you should be. Next, let's talk about the Jito fee. Now, Jito fees are a bit more advanced, but when you trade in the trenches, you might encounter what is called an MEV bot. This is maximum extracted value. Now, in simple terms, bots try to exploit your transaction by front running it. Jito, a system built on Solana, protects your trades from these attacks, but there's a fee involved. Think of it as hiring a digital bodyguard for your transaction. So this is the perfect time to talk about MEV protection. Now, depending on your portfolio size will dictate whether you have this on or off, but I do suggest recommending having it on all the time. So for example, if you're trying to buy a hyped meme coin and a MEV bot sees your transaction, it will front run it, buy the coin, and then sell it back to you at a higher price. It's like someone cutting in front of you in line and then reselling the ticket right back to you at a higher price. But there's good news. If you click enable, this stops it from happening. Next, let's talk about the bribery fee. Now, this isn't for casual traders. It's usually by big players or arbitrage bots. Essentially, you're directly bribing a validator to prioritize your transaction. Think of it like slipping a $100 bill to the bouncer in order to get in the club quicker. Now, let's say there's a massive liquidation event and you need your transaction to execute right now. A bribery fee could mean your ticket of getting ahead of the pack. Now, you might ask what the difference between priority and bribery fees are. Well, in this simple chart, we can go over it. Now, the purpose is a faster inclusion on the block for a priority fee, where a bribery fee is guaranteed placement at the top of the block. Now, of course, when to use is either during congestion or for critical time-sensitive trades. And we can see the analogies here of express shipping and or bribing the bouncer at the front of the queue. Lastly, I want to talk about slippage. Now, not necessarily a fee, but it is something you control. When trading volatile meme coins, prices can change very quickly. Slippage lets you set the price tolerance. It's like saying, yes, I'm okay with a 10% or 20% difference in price and still going to purchase it. For super volatile tokens, setting slippage too low means your transaction may never get in. But setting it too high means it could cost you a lot more than you expected. All right, so let's recap. The base fee is the basic toll fee applied to any Solana transaction. The priority fee is skipping the line during congestion. The Jito fee protects from MEV attacks. The bribery fee is a direct bribe for the validators. And slippage is the price movement you're tolerating on trades. Now let's talk about the actual settings I recommend for different portfolios here. Now we have a small portfolio or purchases that are typically under $100. Now I have a cheap transaction, regular buying, and if we are extremely fast. Now I also have a larger portfolio, so if you're buying for anything over $250. Now in terms of my slippage, I have them the same for both portfolios here. If I'm just trying to basically sell the rest of my tokens and get what pennies I have left over, I might go through a cheap transaction of just 10%. Now, on a regular basis, I'm usually trading quite volatile tokens, so 20% is where I'm comfortable at. And if it's extremely volatile and I just need to get in, I will up that to 35%. Next, let's talk about switching the MEV on or off. Now, under $100, you're not typically going to get MEV'd for that. It is possible, so again, you can click this on. But of course, anything larger than 250, I do recommend having the MEV on. Now, talking about the priority fee for smaller portfolios here, I have a quite average setting that won't cost you the bank. On a cheap transaction, you can put this very low, 3016. A regular transaction on these buys 0.001, and a fast would be 0.01. And the bribes I have here are very similar, but we have 0.0001, 0.003, and 0.01. Now, for a larger portfolio, these are going to be a little bit different. I have the cheap priority fees, very similar to the small portfolios if you're just trying to get out. On a regular basis, my priority fee is 0.005. Same with my bribery, those are the same. And if I'm trying to get in extremely fast, I am 0.02 for the bribe and prio for that buy. Now, of course, anything that I buy here is likely to cost you maybe $10-20, where this is a lot cheaper, maybe closer to $5. Now, these cheap transactions are under $1. Now, not only does this have to do with your portfolio size, this has everything to do with the volume on the coin. If you're trying to just get in regardless of the price or get out regardless of the price, this might save you a ton of money or make you a ton of money. If you're just doing some longer term purchasing, maybe some swing trading, a cheap or regular transaction will be fine. These tools can give you a serious edge, so if you appreciate the video today, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and until next time, take care.